Well, I think I was as shocked as most of you were about Mellissa, who plays Supergirl, and her coming out about her own domestic abuse. Now, some of you don't believe it's true, but you know what? 9 times out of 10, the ones that don't believe it's true are the ones that have never had it. And you're lucky son of a bitches, let me tell you. I've been in many dangerous situations. And there are points to where you didn't think that you would live. And you just curl up in a ball, and the worst thing after it would be that they would pretend like it never happened. And be like, why are you crying? And they'll be like, I'm sorry, I won't do it again, I won't do it again, I won't do it again. No, it doesn't work. No. Next time, do it again, but it'll be that little tiny bit harder. And each time it goes, it'll be exactly that. So, unless you've been in a situation when you've been, you've had some form of domestic violence or just some form of violence which is unjust, then you have no right to judge. Yeah, you can have your opinion, but you know what? It's not up to you. The people of domestic violence are actually, they can tell if someone has been domestically abused. Now, if you watch her video, she might be reading from a bit of paper, but keep in mind, do you think we want to relive these things? Do you? Do you really think that she'd have been able to hold it together just by getting her words out there like that? She's a brave girl for what she did. Damn, I commend her for it. She doesn't deserve everybody to be like, well, I don't think she's telling the truth. It's not your place, you know? For fuck's sake. Support each other. Hello, she's already famous, already got a massive TV show. Give me a break. Or a Kit Kat. I haven't had a Kit Kat in a while. Anyway, yeah, so, you can sit there and you can, keep biting, but you ain't gonna win, because facts versus reality, nah. And you can see, if you watch a video closely, just how damaged she is. And I've carried mine around for years now. And they make you feel like you're worthless. Like you shouldn't have been born. Like all the problems in the world are your fault. But I commend her. Because if she hadn't have written down what she wanted to say, I guarantee you she would have just cried and cried and cried. But the ones who have not been in any kind of situation like that, you are lucky sons of bitches. That's all I'm gonna say. You have no idea. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm not, wanting to pick a fight or anything like that, but you cannot sit there and do that. Do you know how many cases there are? There was once this policeman, and this upset me a lot, actually. him and his guy always being called out to this house because of domestic violence. So this particular police officer would see if she was okay, did she want any help, medical attention, that kind of thing. And she'd always like put on a happy face and be like, no, I'm fine, blah 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 blah. And that's what they do. Because they're terrified. They're terrified that as soon as you go and walk out that door, that's it. They're going to get another beating. And they might not make it. But they were called out, like, I don't know how many times, but a good few times. And so this policeman spoke to her and he said, look, just say the word yes and I'll take him now. Because he knew. He could see the bruises on her. He could see how terrified she was. He could see it all. He knew what a scumbag he was. No man should hit a woman. But then there should be no violence, period, in my belief. But anyway, she said no. He was like, you can't keep living like this. You're terrified. You're barely kind of coping, and I don't want to leave you. Try, and she just wouldn't. And then the next day, what happens? He finds out he's killed her. And you know what he said? And he carries this around with him. He knew he should have just fucking arrested the fucking cunt right then and there. Because she would have still been alive. And he blames himself for that. It's not his fault. He tried. So, don't judge a book by its cover. That took a lot of courage for her to say that, I tell you. Especially being in the public eye. It's not an easy task to master. And generally speaking, things that we each go through, it's not easy to talk about, our traumas or our insecurities, but, life is a funny thing, but it doesn't justify any abuse. And you can say what you want, you can agree with me, you can whatever. As far as you go, you're allowed to have your opinion, but a fact is a fact. And so you also do not have the right to judge. No fucking way do you. Especially if you yourselves, because 9 times out of 10, the ones that judge and think they know everything are the ones that haven't been domestically abused. Funny that, huh? But let me tell you now. We can spot them a mile away. I can. I nearly had my ribs crushed between the ages of 17 to 19. But I got back up. It's not about playing a victim, because that's not what I'm about. For me, it's about, like her, I think it's about getting it out so people are aware that these things are what they are. It's just a motherfucking shame, we don't know who this motherfucker is, because seriously. Ay. And this is what annoys me. police won't do anything about real cases like this, but they'll do everything in order to put a shoplifter away. And then when they finally catch a serial killer, let's just say, they're like, oh, the prison's full. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. No. Use your heads. Stop judging what you don't know. If you do, then fair enough. But if you don't, shh. You can't possibly understand what it's like to carry it. And that video, like, that hit me big time, because I knew. What do you think? She's gonna sit there and be all proud? No. Use your brains, think logically. She's still trying to process what's happened to her. I can see that instantly. No one deserves any form of abuse. And if you genuinely believe that, you will pass this video around as much as possible. But Mellissa needs your support, not your hate. Not that I believe in the word hate, but she needs that support. So, please, just do it. It's not difficult not to judge someone. I don't, so I don't see why you would. But just be supportive.